what is direct marketing versus indirect marketing? What is the role of each? Should we know both? Is it worth knowing both? And why the distinction?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, do you want to do boring marketing or do you want to do like fun marketing?
Oh, and which one is which, Rod? Shots fired.
Had to fight. Yeah, we are the opposite on the political spectrum right now, Rod. So
it's true.
I'm not. Having said, I'm not a fascist. Especially, I should say that. I know that you like brand marketing, but to suggest that it's more fun, probably true. But is it more lucrative? Maybe. Should we explain what the hell we mean? If anyone's watched the 5-hour copywriting video, they'll be already familiar with direct response advertising and indirect response advertising. Now, we usually focus on direct response advertising, but Rod, you have done both in your career.
I think the best place to start with this is like what is the goal of marketing? What are we doing with marketing? And regardless of what realm you find yourself in, the goal is to get your audience to go buy your thing. When we talk about direct response marketing, that is almost always we are serving our audience some sort of ad, some sort of solicitation that we are then going to track back from their point of engagement and say, did they engage with this? Did they not engage with this? With indirect marketing, it's a little bit different. If you think about when you watch TV and you see a Nike ad or a Coke ad, it's not, hey, click or call this number now to buy a Coca-Cola. It's just an ad that is supposed to stick in your mind so that hopefully when you go to the store, you're going to see the brand and you're like, oh yeah, I saw the thing on TV, I want it. This is really good or effective for brands that already have a lot of like market mind share where you already know about them. It's just kind of serves as like a reminder. But the truth is that if you are an up and coming business, no one knows who you are, and you randomly have a commercial on TV that's just like Rod's cheese brand, it's good. No one's really going to engage with that. And if you go to the store, you're going to forget that exists like the moment you see Velveeta.
I want to push back on that just a little bit because there's one ad campaign that did do that successfully. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on. Available at Walgreens.
That's it. That was the ad.
Your chances of that happening are relatively low.
Oh, I have had more than a handful of clients, I would say, over the years say, kind of like Apple does. And I want to go like, Brian, you run a plumbing firm. You're not selling like $1 trillion brand, okay? And I usually get fired after that. So after a few times, I learned to not say that, but to instead slowly massage them into thinking like, actually, no, let's try this instead. If you have a plumbing firm, you cannot rely on suggestion, like very weak suggestion that your plumbing firm might be the right choice for someone by having some kind of like erotically dressed belly dancer flail around and wave a ribbon, right? Like you can't have that. Instead, you have a very attractive offer that says something like 24/7 call outs for all plumbing emergencies. Click to call now. Well, if I have a leaky pipe and it's really annoying and it's flooding my kitchen, then okay, great. Well, I know they're going to pick up. I haven't got to fill out an annoying form. Great. If it's just a picture of Brian the plumber and I have to scroll down to the bottom of the page to even understand what to do and it's like an email, I'm going to be like, oh, well, this isn't right for me right now. And that's the kind of difference we need to think.
When people think about indirect marketing, they're going to think of TV commercials. They're going to think of jingles. What is the best way to keep those customers buying? I'm going to speak from personal experience. In my local area, there was one time where we really needed a plumber. Plumbers near me. And so that first part of the equation, what is the most cost-effective way of attracting customers? We saw a PPC ad. We went to the landing page. We clicked. There were a lot of testimonials. We called. They came. They fixed it. Now, because they did such a good job so fast and at such a reasonable price, they became the plumbing. We don't Google search for plumbers anymore. We just call the plumbing service that we need. And so an indirect form of marketing was actually having really good fulfillment, having really good operations and procedures. It answered the question, what is the best way to keep those customers buying? Well, perhaps, and this is also part of the marketing equation, it's keeping them happy. There are many different types of indirect marketing beyond the scope of, one is a commercial versus one is a sales letter.
There are so many places in which like you will kind of like casually brush against brands, or you'll just like be there. You're going through Instagram and you start clicking on like the Nike page itself, and it's not like an ad that's served to you, but just like content basically is a form of marketing.
So within indirect response marketing, there are what are designed to be paid media, and such as a TV commercial. There's also something called earned media, which has really blown up in the last 25-ish years, mainly because of the sharing functions on social media. And what you find with earned media is that with a very small dollar spend in producing the content or whatever it is you're trying to make go viral, ultimately people become your own mechanism for sharing and disseminating your message to other prospective clients. A really good example, possibly the best earned media campaign I've ever seen, is actually one produced, it was for a beer company. And an ad agency approached this beer company being like, hey, can we create a spec ad for you based on an idea that we have? And they were like, sure. And the spec ad was all about creating biodegradable, disposable, barley-based beer rings.
And the whole premise is, you see these images of these turtles that are just strangled with the plastic beer rings. Some of them, the shell grows around the ring, and it's just so sad, and those images are very striking. And then they proposed this biodegradable beer ring, and it blew up.
The beer ring was invented by the ad agency.
Yeah.
The company had not actually built this.
It wasn't real.
And yet it went completely viral. Their business went up as a result, and Budweiser was calling them listen, if you've actually figured this out, we've been trying to crack biodegradable beer rings for 30 years. We will pay you. Literally, here's a check. It is blank. Give us your formula. And they couldn't
They didn't
respond
have
to that because they didn't have it. It was all marketing and earned media.
Hey, want to learn more about marketing strategy? Click this video right here to check out our full live stream.